All right, looking at one of the week's big stories, which involves accommodation for 8,000 people, a work base for 20,000 and 30-odd thousand visitors a day. Those are the ambitious targets being set for Quoz Creative Zone. Let's look at it from a real estate perspective now with Theirry Delvaux, who is the Regional Chief Executive at JLL. Theirry, good morning. It's lovely to see you in the studio again.
Good morning. Good morning, Brandy. Good morning, Richard.
So it's a massive expansion of the current creative scene in Quoz. What do we know in terms of what's physically going to be built as workspace?
First, I'd love to say that I'm extremely happy to see that the master plan has been approved, because if you look at Dubai, there was a missing link of Dubai all the way from Deira to the marina. There was this long area with industrial there that was like, that's the missing link, and that's really a game changer for Dubai to build a design hub there. What's going to happen? It's going to take about at least 4 years, right? There's 3 different phases. The first phase, and it's always the same for real estate, the first phase is infrastructure. Right, infrastructure meaning also how you're going to bring the people there, because there's going to be a link built between the Al Safa metro station and a bus station will be built there, and there will be some bicycle and a whole network of pedestrian areas that will link to closer to the Al Serkal and the sixth street, which is where really the district will be. The second phase will be the creation of public places, and the third phase later will be adding public art as part of the whole area. And during that whole process, you will have to obviously see all the real estate redevelopment, retrofitting of a lot of warehouse space today, right?
Because creative isn't just slapping paint on a canvas in a warehouse, is it? I mean, there's going to be a lot of office space created here as well. What does it say for the demand for targeted office space in this city?
Yeah, so you will see about 8 times more space, creative, which is actually office space, as you can see it there now in the area. I don't think it's going to have an impact in the short term on the market, because, like I said, it's going to take about 4 to 5 years to be developed. But if you look at where the market is right now, for the first time for years, the demand has exceeded by far the supply of space. So we are in the process of absorbing all the vacancy that we had about 2 or 3 years ago. So the market is very, very healthy right now. So I don't see that influencing the current market. Over the years, it will have some impact, but it's about 3-4 years away from now.
Let me just pull you back to that statement that we've got demand for office space well exceeding supply. Surprises me a little bit, given how much we've heard about how much our working habits have supposedly all changed in the last couple of years, and that they have become potentially less office-based. What are you putting that change in sort of the demand and supply curve back down to?
Well, I believe that Dubai has been really leading the charge when it comes to going back to the office. If you compare to the US markets, which are still struggling, where people actually mostly still work from home, and you look at Europe as well, I mean, a lot of companies, people have been back in the office for at least a year and a half in Dubai. A lot of companies actually introduce shifts where, you know, you have to work 3 days per week in the office, and the rest you can work from wherever you want. But we were very early in Dubai to go back to the office. And already in 2021, we've seen a net absorption of office space of about 200,000 square meters. So 200,000 square meters actually absorbed as fresh new space across the market.
Do you see that as existing companies getting bigger or new company formation? What's being reflected in new leases and licenses?
I think it's a little bit of both. You have to change the space to more. You don't go to the office to work behind a desk. You go to the office to meet clients, to meet other people. So it actually requires more space than before. And secondly, and I think you were talking about that about an hour ago on the radio, there's a lot more entrepreneurs. There's a lot of startups coming up, and they're absorbing more space as well. So it's a little bit about both, Brandy.
1 minute left with you. Is it premium space, though? I mean, we've had the conversation for some time with you and your colleagues, other companies as well, about the need to repurpose some of the older office stock here in Dubai. Is that happening?
It's happening, but not quick enough. And if you look at, I'll take an example, the Brookfield Place, which is this big tower in the IFC, they're commanding rents now above 350 dirhams per square foot, which has never been seen in the market today. So companies are looking for really top quality space, which is, to your point, is going to force the sort of B category market to retrofit itself. Otherwise, they will face some vacancy in the future.
Theirry Delvaux is the Regional Chief Executive at JLL and Property People. Thank you very much for your time this morning.
You're listening to the Business Breakfast, Dubai 103.8 FM. Thanks very much indeed for your messages. Ajaz writes in, Brandy, this is going to be in direct competition to D3, the Dubai Design District, which is interesting, isn't it? But I guess competition is good, isn't
You're
it?
not unfamiliar with D3.
I'm not unfamiliar with moving a business from D3 to the Quoz industrial area as well. Yeah, I have previous for this. But competition is good. That's what you want, isn't it? You want variety. You want multiple
Choice.
radio stations, multiple different options. Keep them coming on the Business Breakfast.
Dubai Eye 103.8.
Join the conversation.